Hi, today I'm going to be working on a 2003 Dodge Ram pickup. I'm going to remove an alternator. First I'll remove the battery cable from the positive side. I want to make sure we have safety first. Remove this cable. That will ensure that I won't get shocked. Once that's removed, I'm going to use a 3/8 drive ratchet to insert in the belt tensioner. There's a little square hole in there. You insert the 3/8 ratchet, pull towards you, create slack in the belt. Now you can remove the belt. I didn't remove the belt completely, just slacked it up so I could actually get the alternator off. Now I'm removing a bracket that actually spans from the alternator to the AC pump. 4 nuts hold this bracket on. There's an electrical wire that plugs into the back of the alternator that I'm currently removing. It has a pinch tab on it. Pinch it together, pull outward, and it will come off. And now I'm going to loosen the alternator bolts. It requires a 15mm socket. I'm spinning that pulley because the alternator actually had a bad bearing. I was trying to get the feel for it. Alternator still worked, just made a lot of noise. On the back of the alternator there's another cable that requires a 13mm socket. Actually, I used a box end wrench to remove that. This is an original equipment alternator, so it's wedged in there pretty good. Can't get it out with just my hand, so I'm looking for a crowbar or a long heavy-duty screwdriver that I have that I use for just such an occasion. And I have to get up underneath, pry forward, backwards, up and down, wiggle back and forth, whatever you can do. Eventually it'll come loose. Now that the old alternator is removed, I'm going to install the new alternator. Replace the 15mm bolts. Tighten those. I do recommend that you use factory specs when tightening these bolts. You don't want to snap them off. After I tightened those bolts, I went to the back of the alternator, reconnected the electrical cables, retightened the 13mm nut, and plugged in the pinch plug. After that, I did move to the front. reattach the bracket that spans between the alternator and the AC pump. Tighten those 4 nuts. Then I moved to the serpentine belt, reattached that, aligned it properly. After I made sure everything was good and tight and aligned, I went to the battery and reattached the positive side of the battery. I do appreciate you watching this video. It is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. This is how I replaced my alternator on my own truck. If you like this video, please push follow and the like button down at the bottom. Thank you.